And in an exclusive interview, Sarah Jacob also spoke to the lawyer of David Headley.
A large part of the judge's decision today had to do with the fact that he didn't believe David Headley and that Headley showed no remorse for what happened on 26/11. You've spoken with your client, you spoke with him after the sentence too. What would you say to all of our viewers in India who honestly wanted more and think that he's been let off lightly?
Well, I think it would be hard to take the position that a sentence to a 52-year-old individual of 35 years is anything more than pretty close to a life sentence in reality. So I don't think anyone could say it's a light sentence, except those who wanted an actual sentence of life, or maybe even would have preferred the death penalty. But it's hard to say that that's a life sentence. Mr. Headley has expressed, and it was discussed in open court today, his remorse. I believe it's genuine. The judge made reference to Mr. Headley's letter, and I believe, he explained his conduct, but he never denied his responsibility for it, and I think his actions in cooperating and providing information over the last few years has demonstrated his remorse and his willingness to make up for some of the things he's done.
All right. And just to clarify, this is a sentence with no parole. There's no time off for good behavior or anything like that.
Federal sentences, you do 85%. There is a 15% provision for, so no, there's no way he would get out less than that. The standard sentence is 85% of whatever the judge gives, and then there is a period of supervised release, which is like parole after that. But the sentence itself, he'll do pretty much all of it. He gave him the sentence he did, recognizing that he has provided substantial cooperation.
But the judge pointed out that Headley has a pattern in doing this. He's done this many times in the past. He breaks the law, cooperates, and comes back out and breaks the law again.
The judge talked about that, but you have to understand that the idea behind giving someone a break on a sentence for their cooperation is not so much as a reward for them, but as a enticement or an encouragement for other individuals in the future who might be thinking about whether to cooperate or not, to tell them that if you do that, you might get some benefit for it, and that's what it's really about. It's not just necessarily about the individual who's being sentenced at that time.
All right, and for Headley, it means he basically has to cooperate with the government for the foreseeable future, for the rest of his life, really. Is that correct?
Well, the plea agreement anticipates that he would do that, and there's no reason to believe he won't continue to abide by the terms of the plea agreement.
If he does not, let's say, for example, can we go back to court and increase or make the sentence more harsh?
Technically, if he were to refuse to follow his end of the plea agreement, the government would have the right to go into court and vacate the sentencing, and we'd be back at square one. I don't expect that to happen. I expect he'll continue his cooperation.